Oh, hello, it's me.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
I caught me off guard. Hi, guys, and welcome to the UK League Championship. Obviously, we have XL taking on Phelan, so very exciting to see what's going on now. But I don't want to let you talk about this because you're going to get a whole game to talk about this. In fact, we're going to pass it over to Dad in the corner. He's ready to break down these teams and rosters a little bit more. So, Scandrel, tell us about these teams, mate.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I feel like I'm...
No? Oh, no. Oh, there he is.
I feel like I'm actual Dad right now. Everyone's calling me Dad at this point in time. Yeah, we're going to be talking a little bit about XL and Phelan. Now, usually you are keen LEC viewers, you'll know that XL are a new roster, a new team in the LEC, and much like Fnatic, they have got a 10-man roster that is fluid between the two of them. Now, there is no speculation here. XL are actually starting with XL today, so we have seen some fluidity between the LEC and the UKLC already. I'm not going to sort of get ahead of myself here, guys, but UK scene greater than LEC confirmed. Let's have a look at XL's roster then, because we have, like I said, a slight change in the roster for them. They would have been starting with Special usually, but they're actually starting with Exile now. We have a very, very talented roster, though. Probably most people estimate the second best roster, if not the first best roster in our entire league. Sendo, who's been with XL for quite a while now, great top laner. They've got Taxa in the jungle, who's also been a staple part of XL's roster, especially within the UK for quite some time. Exile coming in from the LEC with Special starting for their LEC team this week. And then we have Inax and Mystique. Probably most people peg these guys as the best bot lane in the UKLC right now, especially due to Inax's ability to be super aggressive and make the game about him. He's really, really good at doing that. So that's XL. Let's move on to Phelan, because Phelan are going to be the team that they'll be going up against. And for those of you that haven't heard of Phelan, they are an Irish organization, and they are basically the Irish representatives here in the UKLC. Again, a little bit like Darkspawn, they're running with a slightly newer team. It is definitely going to be an uphill battle for them to take on the likes of XL, but let's take a look at the roster. Eragon, who probably has the best intro part of our entire intro video, by the way. We have Soth, ADM, Achu, and Snuggly. Now, some veterans there. Snuggly is a veteran. ADM has had plenty of experience in the mid lane, but we are looking towards the likes of Soth, who is the rookie jungler without crazy amounts of experience. He is kind of the explosive ingredient in the Phelan roster. If he can pop off and put pressure on Taxa, we might see some potential upsets here. So, Jake and Dan, back to you.
I mean, the only thing I really want to talk about is Snuggly's beard. That thing is glorious.
I'd agree.
Not impressive, glorious. That thing's incredible.
Yeah. I'd also like to talk, we have made a substitution. So LVP have decided they're going to put the scoreboard back on this next game. So hope you're excited to see that. Due to popular demand,
the scoreboard is back.
We were just messing with you guys. We were just messing with you.
Oh, we're pulling your leg.
We got you. April Fools came early.
I mean, let's have a little talk about these games, actually, because obviously the big thing is Exile coming in, fresh from the LEC, getting subbed out. Special's gone off to play in Berlin with the XL main roster, and then they've actually brought Exile over here to play in the UK scene. So we're actually having already that kind of fluid movement between some of these LEC teams. So pretty excited to see, actually, how he's going to perform here.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be interesting because it is obviously a step down in terms of leagues. XL's had a bit of struggles in the higher league, but you should expect coming into this are one of the top teams. Fnatic's shown they are capable of that, but I think Phelan's going to put up some strong opposition.
Well, let's not hear from us. Let's hear from the players about this game that's coming up.
Hi, my name's Eragon, and I'm the top laner for Team Phelan, and I'm from Birmingham. I think this season my individual goals will be to hit Challenger for the first time, and hopefully to become top 3 or 4 UK this split.
My name is Inax, I'm from Bulgaria, and I play AD carry for XL Esports. Obviously our goal as a team is to get to US first. That's like the bare minimum for me at least, and for the team I feel like. But a good goal would be to win a EU Masters, and there's a lot of good competition. So that's the team goal, and me personally, right, how I see this opportunity for me is, the reason I joined XL is obviously the org is really good, right? But the environment that they put me in is really, really good for me to improve, because I can learn from, obviously I have a support, and we also have, you know, 2 more bot laners, and we also have 4 coaches. So I can learn a lot from that. And then my goal is not to replace Jeskla, right? Because I want him to do well, and I want us both to, you know, grow together, right? My goal is to get into LCS or LEC, sorry. Maybe not on XL, but maybe on another team in a year or two. So that's my goal.
I think that's going to be a great tweet if XL do lose. Like, you're having 4 coaches and losing, so a lot on their shoulders in terms of pressure.
Well, we're into picks and bans. XL going to take away the Vel'Koz first of all. XL fascinate me, actually, because last year they were one of the teams who invested heavily into a gaming house. They have one in Reading. Now they actually don't have a gaming house. They have a gaming office, which is in the Twickenham Stadium, where the teams get to practice play and stuff like that.
Which, again, if you have a game in stadium, you have 4 coaches, a 10-man roster.
I mean, XL are playing straight out of Twickenham. I believe they're in Twickenham right now. I don't know if... I assume they would be.
Yeah, I'd assume so. I mean, they're not here.
Yeah.
Yet.
Right. Well,
anyway...
That's a Yorick ban coming out of XL towards Aerodom.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll take stock of it. The Vel'Koz makes a lot of sense because ADM, some people call him her Vel'Koz Aurelion Sol 2 trick. So there's one of his tricks on the table out of the way. Yorick is an interesting one. I saw it played earlier today in Korea. It's particularly good against Frostmancy stuff because things like Karma can't get out of the cage he puts around you. And it has just grown up in popularity as a split pusher. So I think XL are just banning away, I guess, things they really aren't capable of dealing with.
There's the Karthus.
And I think Phelan have just gone for quite a few power picks. There's Akali and Karthus, massive picks we've seen so much prevalence on. Doesn't mean XL will get their hands on Lucian. You've got to expect Phelan will come out with the Ezreal pick in return. Whether it's now or later, we'll have to see.
Yeah, do pick themselves a very powerful bot lane there in Lucian, but we'll have to see what Phelan are going to be looking to pick up here as we are into... They get 2 picks here, so probably going to go for... maybe a sort of powerful support that would go with the Lucian. Normally something like the Braum that you could just deny.
I'm of the opinion here that they should definitely take the Ezreal in this next rotation. I think Urgot's a great pick, but I think if you leave the Ezreal, then you're almost definitely going to want to take it eventually.
Yeah.
But it means that you're going to have to take it 3rd pick, and potentially XL could pick a blind mid laner that you want to counter. But you don't have the opportunity because you've locked into this Ezreal pick. They're actually going to go for the Karma instead, so...
I mean, it's a bit of a flex play. You could technically run it top, mid, or support if you go for the Frostmancy Karma. Although they have got the Urgot, so then don't have that much stuff. I know you had a bit of a cry on Twitter about it.
Oh, it's uninteractive. It's not fun. It's broke, but I really hope the Thresh comes out because we talked about Inax Mystique's being a really aggressive bot lane for the side of XL.
Yeah.
That's an aggressive bot lane. That's how we're going to kill them 2v2. And as well, taking Thresh bot means it can't be a Karma support because Thresh murders Karma.
Oh, we get the Sylas for XL. Now, we've seen Sylas run top as a bruiser as well as the mid lane, so I mean, again, a little bit more flexibility here.
Can go AP top. And that's the thing, into Urgot, he is a good pick because in his skirmishes, the heal from his Kingslayer actually does mean you can win those extended trades. So I would imagine they'd want to send him into the Urgot. Whether the Urgot is top or mid is down to Phelan, but I can understand them wanting to match that.
Okay, well, you can see Phelan take away that Ezreal, like you said. They obviously wanted to get their hands on that, but XL now with the flex mid laner. Same can be said for Phelan as well, technically speaking here. So you're going to have to see what the bans are going to be. XL have always been a team that have played around very strong ban phases and pick and bans, like general drafting for this team.
Plays.
It's always been really, really interesting to watch. So I'm curious to see how they develop that into here, as Burndog is now gone and he's on the main LEC roster. So gonna actually be interested in the draft phase here as the Lysandra and the Braum get banned away, followed by the Camille here for Phelan.
I mean, that's an interesting thing is we've seen no jungle picks come through at all from either sides, which clearly shows a lower priority. And I find that interesting because Soph is a new up-and-coming rookie, but apparently he's been shown a lot of promise so far for Phelan. And on the other side, Taxi is always someone who's valued that aggression, but it just seems the priority hasn't been there. Instead, looking at these solo lanes, looking at these AD carries in particular, it looks like we're going to have a battle in the lanes in this match.
Yeah, we're going to have to see what Phelan want to pick up here in their first of the the pick phase 2. Looks like they're going for a jungler, and it's going to be Lee Sin locked in here for for Soph, who is this rookie jungler you were talking about coming into this. I mean, we just had PFI play the Lee Sin, and he had a good start. It fell apart later, but rookie junglers making statement games on Lee Sin.
Yeah, and they give themselves a playmaker, so they do have the potential to look for that. One issue is you have just given Sylas another pretty effective ult. But I think it makes sense to pick your jungler here. You want to keep the flexibility of the Urgot and the Karma for now. We do see actually the Sion come over, so it may well just be the Sylas going mid. And we talked about how it's a good matchup into the Urgot, but
Sion mid. It's Sion mid.
I mean, it could be. There's all the variety, but a matchup that a lot of the top laners I've spoke to have said they expect to see all the time is Sion Urgot. That is like the staple, boring top lane meta at the moment, is that one team takes an unkillable Sion, one team takes a brick wall Urgot who puts out a ton of damage, and that's the end of it.
Wait, that's an Ivern. Okay, that might be a placeholder. We'll get that confirmed.
I mean, it isn't a placeholder because they have all the champions, so that's an Ivern just coming in.
It depends if there's a bug with champ select. So that's the only case I can think. Otherwise, we have like a mid lane Thresh.
We'll talk about it. I'm going to wage. I reckon it will be an Ivern. Interesting to see Taxer.
But where does the Thresh go?
Let's go support.
Oh,
Ivern's a jungler.
Sorry, I'm in my yeah, cool.
What?
It's been a while. It's been a while. I don't know why.
Too long.
Yeah, I was like Ivern support. Where's the Thresh going? No, I'm being dumb. Yeah, so it's going to be the Sion top. Yeah, it is Ivern.
Okay, so things to talk about. It will be the Karma support. And actually, Cassiopeia going through the entire pick ban phase, being untouched, and then getting picked up now is a bit of a weird one that they'd ban the Syndra and not the Cassiopeia. Yeah. But it is going to be in the hands of ADM. Snuggly puts the Karma support, which... Karma Ezreal is a good poke lane, but you're up against Lucian Thresh. As soon as a single hook lands, you are dead.
Yes.
You were just flat out dead as a Karma, so it's a bit dicey. I'm not really sure. I haven't seen a ton of Ivern on this patch. People do talk about it, but it's going to be interesting to see what Taxer does with this pick.
I mean, similar to the Olaf, you go Redemption first as well.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, that's a given. Is you got to sort of support utility build, so he can help his team more. In terms of effectiveness, I mean, it's an Ivern. He walks around, he throws auto attacks at people and puts bushes up. So
what does he throw? Does he throw bits of grass when he auto attacks?
Yeah, I guess.
I've never figured out what he throws.
I've never looked up close to it. I guess it's like, you know when like a lawnmower like pushes the grass out and it like flies towards you. That's essentially what he's doing, just throwing grass at you.
Yeah.
It's a surprising amount considering.
I mean, if you go AD, he's got bits of rocks in the grass as well.
I feel like an on-hit Ivern would be an interesting one. But I guess you're limited because you need a bush to have the ranged auto attacks.
Yeah, so I guess it's like on-hit W max Ivern. Don't do it. Because it's probably terrible.
We're putting bad ideas into the viewers' heads.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I just completely mistook where the Thresh was going, like a donut. So yeah, I mean,
yeah,
we'll let that one slide.
No, I think we should talk about it more. You thought the Ivern was going support, and the
for some reason in my head the Thresh was going. No, the Sylas was going top. I forgot about the Sion, and then I was just like, Ivern's a support, isn't he? And I'm not wrong. He is a support, but he's a jungler. Look,
right.
We have our moments, all right.
Some more than others. That's all I'll say.
Well, hopefully these teams don't have any silly moments like I have, and they actually have a pretty competitive game here as Phelan and XL are going to be going head-to-head. XL are a team we placed as one of the stronger teams here in the UK, and Phelan definitely a team with a few of the kind of UK scene veterans in Snuggly and stuff like that, but they definitely want to prove their worth here on the scene, as maybe everyone's got a team that people might want to put up that tier list a little bit higher.
Yeah, I think Achu himself said that he really wanted to prove himself, and he thought this was the opportunity to do so.
Well, we're ready to get into our second game of the day. XL taking on Phelan. So, pretty excited to see as we got Sendo in the top lane, Taxer in the jungle, Exile in mid, Inax ADC, and Mystique support.
And then flying on the other side, Phelan have Hiragan top, Soft jungle, ADM mid, Achu AD carry, and Gandalf, sorry, Snuggly support.
It's a great beard. It's a great beard.
It's impressive. Whose beard do you think it's most like? Which popular?
Ivern's.
You think it's
Ivern has a beard?
Well, yeah. You think that's the best?
Oh, it's the wrong skin for the beard, though.
Unfortunately.
Unless Snuggly's been eating loads of sweeties while he's in the.
And we do thankfully have the scoreboard back.
Yeah.
See, I'd heard about Sylas how when he spawns in, if you're against a Calista, he gets the spear. But I mean, I don't see a Calista. I see maybe he just held it from another game. You know, he's holding on to it. He doesn't let it go.
Can you use that on someone? I'm really curious whether or not you can use that.
I wonder if that's spectator only, or if he has a spear in his inventory and it's just like locking up a spot.
Oh man, that'd be
an unlucky one.
That'd be a sad state of affairs.
But anyway, I mean, we can look at things compositionally. It's interesting to see. One big thing talked about with Sylas is if you go the full AP build, as I'm presuming he's going to in the mid lane, Exile really spikes at level 16 when you can rapidly cycle through ults, and there's quite a few good ults on the side of Phelan. I mean, even when you look at something like the Karma, you get that you can empower Mantra and shield your whole team, and then off the back of that, you can then Dragon Rage, or you can use the Fear Beyond Death. There's so much on the side of Phelan that he can exploit, so that I mean, the scaling is a bit of an interesting one in that regard. I do think the slight edge has to be given to Phelan up until those very late stages, just because of the Cassiopeia and then the strength of the Karma. But I'm worried about Phelan's bot lane, because I think Mystique's Inax is not going to give them any space.
It'll be really interested to see Taxa's early pathing on this Ivern, what he's going to do, because it's one of the most interesting junglers for me because of the uniqueness of his pathing around the map. As he's going to pick up that blue. He's just not going to smite it. Oh, okay, he smites it.
You see him just moonwalking there while smiting it.
He's doing everything in style, man.
Impressive moves. That's what I like to see. Do you see the push? This is interesting because we've seen the push come out from Mystiques and Inax. And this is how much respect Achu Snuggly have. Because the level 1 from Thresh Lucian is pretty mediocre. You'd expect the Karma and the Ezreal to come out ahead. But there's so much respect towards the bot lane of Exile that they've just been forced to back off.
You can see Exile on this Silas for the moment. It's getting pushed in quite heavily by ADM, so it's actually losing out on the CS for the moment. As the wave is slowing down just outside his tower.
ADM can say, you know, I won lane against an LEC player. He's 5 CS up, but Mystique's actually going for an early roam, but a ward is going to clock him out.
It's more impressive winning versus a UK LC player, to be honest. Like,
true.
This is where
this is now
where the true talent is. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he is now a UKLC player. So congratulations to him on stepping up.
Yeah, you've worked your ways up the ranks, proven your worth.
Absolutely.
Taxa's going to be able to pick up this crab. Soft takes the one in the bot side, so Jungler's just kind of trading off those objectives. You can see Ivan's got a couple of camps to pick up, so he's actually going to be able to propel his jungle ahead a little bit of
It's
Soft.
like investing, you know?
Yeah.
You use a bit of HP, a bit of mana, you come back to it later, you pick up a nice reward.
I'm curious to see where he's going to look to put the attention down, because what are we expecting out of Taxa? Because he's currently mid lane.
I feel like mid lane's not a good option because Cassiopeia's got cleanse and the ability to turn if Lee comes in is a bit dicey. It's hard to get vision around mid lane as well because you can come from 2 sides. I feel like bot lane might be a good one, especially if you look at how much Achu and Snuggly are pushing in and the fact you have a Thresh for setup. You can very easily just lantern the Ivern in, flash, and then the Ivern doesn't even need to use any abilities. You just auto-attack them as they try and dodge away from the incoming skill shot. So, I mean, that's what I'd like to see. One thing to note is the first dragon is an Infernal again, so big priority, and looks like the RNG is strong in the UKLC.
Yeah, I like this. We're starting out with a flamey start, getting ourselves Infernal Drakes.
Oh, Lee's actually in the bot lane.
Yeah.
Hiding in that brush, and the first blood came off camera, unfortunately, but I think Soft managed to sneak in, and this is the thing, is that when you look at that Karma Ezreal, it looks like free pickings for the Thresh, but Mystiques is punished when he oversteps and runs into the enemy jungler.
You can see that Mystiques didn't use Flash or Ignite, so at least held onto his Summoner spells.
I think he knew he was dead.
Yeah, Snuggly did burn the Ignite, though, to secure that kill. Let's have a little look at that play again, see what exactly happened.
Yeah, so Mystiques is having a nice little time, walks up.
Yeah. He accepted his demise there.
Hate to see it, but you know, if you're a Phelan fan, I think you're quite happy.
Yeah, it's a good start for Phelan. Again, we actually see one of these kind of underdog teams getting themselves a confident first blood. And you can see it's from these junglers again. As Soft, we talked about how he was actually a newer player, but we have to hold that for the moment. It's ADM taking a lot of damage, and Exile just flashes in, gets the kill with the Aftershock.
Yeah, Exile's showing the clean moves. This is where the guy was in the LEC. Just landed absolutely everything, even through the cleanse from ADM. He followed the flash, got all the damage down, and a very nice pickup. I mean, we talked about how Silas is huge at level 16, but this champion gets ahead, he is going to be a menace to deal with, especially since he essentially has his free picking of the ults.
Yeah, and there's quite a few decent ults for him to be able to take on this team. He's got Aragon's Fear Beyond Death he can nick.
I would argue that none of them are bad. Some games you have some ults that are like really bad. Like,
yeah, every ult's nice here.
Every ult's pretty solid. I think all of them have their utility and their uses.
With Karma, does he steal all of her abilities empowered?
Yes,
so
you get to use one. You pick one. So
he gets the AoE shield.
So we can use it for poke or the root if you get up close, but then the AoE shield's huge for team fights. And I think all the other ones are strong in their own right.
Yeah.
I mean, the top 3, the top jungle and mid ults all great in team fights or 1v1, and then the Ezreal one's really solid for poke.
Yeah, considering it gets the AP scaling as ADM dodges away from the hook here, as Mystiques can't actually connect that onto him again.
Yeah, I've heard that. That's my sort of my how I tell if a Thresh is good is that his hooks connect. That's sort of my metric to measure them by.
Generally, landing skill shots is a sign of a good player.
It tends
but
to
also,
be.
dodging skill shots consistently is also a sign of a good player. So
here's
maybe
the question.
ADM played that well.
Yeah, that's the question. Did ADM play that well, or did Mystiques just miss?
I mean, when my teammates miss their skill shots, they missed. When I miss my skill shots, they dodged.
No, when I miss my skill shots, the enemy's scripting. That's the age-old. You actually see Silas has stolen away that Cassiopeia ult.
Yeah, wants to go for that 1v1 potential maybe. As Soft has actually found out Taxa, but doesn't really want to jump on knowing that Exile does have the Cass ult. Throws out the Cass ult himself, going to try and get the damage on as ADM does have the Petrifying Gaze. Both of them just dodge it away and Soft comes in. Going to get the Blade Cooler in, the Root Cooler in onto Exile, but Exile jumping and dodging away, just trying to avoid that Miasma for the moment. It's going to be able to get out.
I like how we have 2 Cassiopeia ults and neither of them connect.
They both just turned the other way.
They just, no, we're not bothered. It's a nice attempt, but nothing's really going to happen. So no, actually going aggressive. Does connect the Decimate and Smash. And wow, what an interesting matchup. Sion Aegon. You love to see it.
Sendo's definitely a player that has a lot to prove coming into this split of the UK League Championship, because last split we bigged up Rift and we bigged up Shikari as our 2 top-tier junglers. Now Rift isn't here. This could be Sendo's moment to kind of move up into a top-tier UK jungler, so definitely wants to prove his strengths here.
Wait, you said move into a top-tier UK jungler?
Top lane.
Yep, you got it in the end.
Mate, it's with you. It's. I'm lost in your eyes.
Do I distract? Oh,
yeah, that's what it is.
So cute.
It's Valentine's Day tomorrow. I'm staring at you.
I mean, what are we doing for Valentine's Day?
We're casting League of Legends.
So it's a date?
It is a date.
Oh, that's so cute.
We'll also have our third Warwick scoundrel joining us.
Oh, God, not again.
Yeah, I know. But actually, it's like Aragon's ulting. Oh, no, sorry. Sendo ulted away. Okay.
Yeah, Aragon had actually burned his flash there. What happened? We will never know.
To be
fair,
fair,
guess.
Great map awareness by Sendo. Realizes that Soft probably is on that side of the map, so he steps away. But you can see Aragon is dueling out versus Sendo here over this control ward. Is going to take out a fair chunk of HP.
You know what I think might have happened? I mean, it's just an assumption, but I'm guessing, because Soft was coming, I think Aragon tried to flash in front to block the ult and failed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I can imagine. But I guess we don't know.
Or he flash E'd him, tried to get the purge off.
True, but misconnected. I mean, either way, Aragon bitten his flash and didn't really get anything from it. The game's fairly even at this point. That first Infernal Dragon's still not being touched. And we said this Karma could be a vulnerability for the side of Phelan. You could punish it. I mean, I don't know about you, but 1-0-0 doesn't really scream punish to me.
Yeah. You can see Taxa was able to take away the blue buff from Soft. So denying that from ADM as a Chu. Just jumps in for a little bit of poke onto Mystiques.
I mean, it's worrying because when it gets to the later stages of the game, this Ezreal and Cassiopeia, they are hard carries to kill. They're going to have a lot of defensives from the items, potentially a Zhonya's and a Sarah's coming out from ADM. Actually, I think he's probably going to go towards the Ludens at this point, but...
Taxa's looking to run in here. Misses out on the root cooler. Actually does connect it. The hook is also coming in, but Soft is making his way forward. The flash comes out, followed up by the culling. And Exile not going to be able to secure that kill.
In any normal situation, you would expect Snuggly not to have to flash out there. But Exile had the roam advantage on ADM, and I think they understood the threat from the Silas, so played it respectfully. Oh, would you see a tweet at the bottom from Cranelol? Can't wait for Phelan Gaming to clap XL. Looking forward to it as well.
I mean, Phelan currently down 400 gold. They're sitting pretty comfortable at this 10-minute mark. As XL definitely not really being able to make too much work in this lane. Did get himself that 1 solo kill. But Phelan have got control of the dragon, and they're trying to get their hands on it. There's Daisy going to get killed by the dragon.
No, she survives, thankfully. Poor Daisy. I hate to see her go down.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
Oh, Snuggly. He effectively missed the bot there. Ascendo actually has literally no mana, and Aragon's just looking to chunk him out here. Might just throw the book down onto him. Ascendo very low on HP, and Aragon's just burning him out.
There's no outs
Q after Q, and that is just going to be Sendo going down. Aragon with a solo kill onto Sendo.
Yeah, and his flex in there to show off. But in return, you see XL managing to get that Infernal Dragon. But I mean, this really raises some questions because Sendo was someone who had a lot of inconsistencies on XL last year. And this isn't a good start for the new split. Especially when you look at his counterpart in the 10-man roster, Expect had some great performances in the LEC. Sendo wants to be vying to get that spot, and getting solo killed by Aragon isn't really the way to do it.
Yeah, you can see Soft there had a good read on the map, though, knowing that the Infernal Drake goes down, knowing that Aragon has the pressure in top lane after getting that solo kill, and now they're going to be able to pick themselves up a Rift Herald at 11 minutes. Maybe going to use that to try and crack open some plates. Have to see where he wants to get that done, though.
Yeah, they got just over 2 minutes if they want to try and get these plates. None of them actually been taken down for Phelan, but you see XL has managed to chip away at a couple on the other side, total of 3 across the map. So a fair amount of gold. I would like to see them make use of this Herald soon. Potentially in the mid lanes, you can sort of lengthen this lane against the Silas.
And you can see the wards that have gone down there. Towards that Drake did come from earlier as XL were trying to get control of that part of the map. You can see a couple of wards were placed down from Phelan on the top side, but what this does mean is Achu isn't particularly aware of where everything is in his side lanes or heading towards him down that river, as XL have complete control of that part of the map.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you're now in a position where Phelan can start to play aggressive towards his top side. Sendo's shown that he's overextending a bit. And you can see Softs on that side of the map. In return, though, XL's bot lane playing very aggressive.
Oh, Inax jumps into Achu.
Taxa waiting in that bot lane brush, so they could look for something spicy here. And actually, XL moving down in the Silas.
Yeah, looking maybe at that 5-man dive. Taxa did just give up his position by walking out of the bush.
Okay, I guess he's just overconfident, just isn't bothered about the other team seeing it. Maybe he's sending a message to the other side.
That's what he's doing.
That's all I can assume.
Well, XL just going to be able to equalize out the CS deficit for the moment into ADM. He pushes the wave in, and we have seen consistently XL has had control of this part of the map, but Aragon looking for something onto Sendo here. Does have that purge, slows him up, going to flip him down into soft. They got that Dragon Rage available, going to throw out the redemption. It does pop in time, and Aragon has thrown out the Fear Beyond Death to suck him in and take him down, but Exile making his way in, throws out the Q, doesn't actually quite connect it. Now Sendo chasing them down, but just going to make their way out, and that is going to be just one quick kill gifted over, but Aragon's flashing in, he's going for the play! Exile dodges away from the Petrifying Gaze, steals out the Lee Sin ultimate, and now you can see Phelan have control of topside.
Aragon coming in with the confidence, and this is something great to see because he's probably the most rookie player, bar soft, on Phelan. And a lot of people were a bit cautious about picking him up, but he's really shown for himself. However,
they get some serious gold, but the teleport's coming in. Sendo wants to try and make a play happen. Doesn't have ultimate available. That's the crucial thing here, is Exile looking for an ability to get in. Has that Dragon's Rage. Not going to throw it down for the moment. A soft hops away. Daisy chasing them out, and it looks like Phelan are just going to be able to get a lot of plates and some kills in the top lane and walk away happy.
I mean, a crucial thing is so much damage came out from ADM. Exile is playing this squishy build. As he was just trying to move forwards there, the burn from the poison did so much. And things are starting to get really worrying for Exile, considering they're one of our top teams here.
We got the teleport coming in. Exile's looking in. He's got the Dragon's Rage. Kicks into the Miasma, and he's looking for the kill. But Exile's taking tower shot after tower shot.
Is that enough?
He is going to be able to walk away. The shield by Taxa is huge. And 2 kills for Exile. ADM with no mana stuck underneath his tower is in a rough spot as Exile jumps onto him and takes him down. Exile tidy up for 3 kills for Exile.
And just as we said it was looking worrying for Exile, they come back in force. TP from Exile is great, and the balance of tower aggro combined with the shield from Ivan just meant there were no options to Phelan. They pick up the first tower, a myriad of kills, and now they're in a great position for this game.
Fantastic position as they do pull themselves a 2k gold lead ahead, and even swap out their bot lane into the mid lane to try and get some damage onto this turret. They got Taxa about as well. Mystiques did use that Demolish as well to get a decent chunk of damage onto his tower, and it looks like actually it should go down on this wave here. And Inax going to be able to collect it on that gold. 2 quick towers over to the side of Excel will accelerate this gold lead for them.
And this is just like the game before we saw with Fnatic, where things started off slow, maybe even looking a bit dicey for the academy teams, but then they just really put on the pressure once they got to that mid-game point, past the sort of 10-minute mark. And right now, some might find soft.
Oh, Hook does land on the soft. They actually get the blue buff as Mystiques throws out the lantern, but big chunk of damage is going to come through from Snuggly.
Wait, TP's coming from Aragon. They might be looking for a fight here.
Yeah, Aragon's definitely looking for the play. The fight's going to break out. Redemption's already used. The shutdown picked up by ADM. Exile's trying to turn it around, though, for them as It's a 5v4 in favor of Phelan. Hook connects onto the Ezreal. Shields are not enough. He's just going to melt, but Soft comes in. A 3-man knockoff by Daisy and a shutdown onto Exile. That's going to be one in return. Those Mystiques is able to get a kill. He flashes away from Soft, and now Phelan are chasing for more. The Dragon's Rage, the Q is going wide. Sendo is a tanky man, but he's getting chased down by multiple members. Mystiques lands yet another hook, and now the slows are coming forward as Soft hops in and out of the fight. A turret goes down, and Phelan walk away with the kill advantage in the trade.
Yeah, and a great advantage coming out from Phelan, especially the Ezreal got caught by the hook. That is like the worst situation you can imagine, and they still came out pretty positively.
I like that, Poggisley.
Poggisley, yeah.
Poggisley, that's good.
Poggisley came out pretty Poggisley from that team fight. XL with a big Poggers in that one. I mean, sorry, Phelan with a big Poggers. We're losing it here.
I mean, let's have a little look at that play so we can digest what just happened.
Yeah, so crucially is the TP comes in now after you've seen XL invested this entire play. They moved him very aggressively, and this isn't a good position to be in. Aragon and ADM start to flank in, and then Inax just caught out by the stun. He dies at the start of that fight, and then XL manages to get away initially, but you're now a man down. You just need to completely get out of dodge. This Ezreal hook, although it seems great, it baits Exile in, and Soft just executes him. Big shutdown gold over there, and then unfortunately they don't find anything else due to Mystique's flash, and then Soft just missing that Sonic Wave on the back end. But still, a massive advantage for Phelan, and the crucial thing is the 2 players they killed gave them big bounties, which they need, because they were looking a bit shaky before.
Yeah, you did see a turret went down as well in favor of XL, so at least they take that, but a Cloud Drake picked up by Phelan, and definitely seeing this team very snappy on the decision-making as XL do just pick a kill up onto Aragon.
Yeah, Aragon. Very gone.
Oh, boy.
I
missed you, but I didn't miss this side of you at all.
Yeah, well, we'll see that Ezreal will come in, but it doesn't save the tower, so XL not disillusioned by their earlier mistakes, trying to apply more pressure here. And although they did lose that Cloud Drake, the next one will be an Infernal. And as we all know, those ones are great to stack up.
Yeah, definitely going to be one to getting that stacking up there. As Ezreal, as we move later into the game, is going to do a serious amount of damage. He's got 2 items under his belt, got the Iceborne, got the Mana Mune.
I mean, that's the thing, is that the backline from Phelan is able to pump out so much damage. You have this Cassiopeia with a lot of sustain. You have this Ezreal, and they are no doubt going to have a lot of utility. Ezreal likes to get that Seraph's Embrace, which gives him an extra shield. You have this shield in from the Karma. I feel like there's going to be a lot of pressure on XL to punish these squishies and get onto the backline. I'm just not sure how feasible it's going to be, because later on, you can't just guarantee that Mystique's going to pull out a massive Mad Life hook.
Okay, 20 minutes on the clock here. Phelan.
It's actually 19 minutes.
Well, I'm rounding up.
Okay. I mean, let's just really round up, an hour on the clock here.
We're an hour into the game, as Phelan have got themselves a 3k deficit, but did get himself a fantastic team fight versus XL, so you have to see what they're going to do with this advantage. You can see Chu has got a lead over Inax, as he's got those cheaper item spikes we talked about in the last game coming into fruition for him, as he's going to be able to hit these power spikes just a little bit quicker. But Exile in a dangerous position, trying to get picked up, and Aragon just suppresses him and pulls him in with a Fear Beyond Death. That's a solo kill again to the new top laner for Phelan.
Aragon is smurfing so hard in this game. He solo killed Sendo. He's just solo killed Exile, who has just come from the XL LEC team. And Aragon, who I saw him as probably one of the more unexperienced players on Phelan, and I had some question marks about him. He is stepping up in a big way, and it's great to see.
I'm fairly certain he wasn't reading Aragon in that intro book. It was how to beat Exile.
Yeah, apparently just get a melee range as Zergot. Who knew?
Okay, ADM just zoning away with the Miasma for the moment, as they're trying to get a bit of tower damage done. Aragon does a little bit of tower damage into that tier 2.
And then he is Aragon.
And he is out of there. Yeah, we got to put a stop on these jokes, mate. we can't have a full season of this.
Aragon. Is he Ara coming or is he Ara going? God, everyone must hate me.
All right, you're going to be quiet and you're going to think about what you've done. The Chew is going to sit under this tower and farm away these minions. As looks like XL are just going to try and get some control of this bot side, as that Infernal Drake is coming up in a minute, and they want to definitely get their hands on the second Infernal, continue to scale up in this game.
I mean, I think, again, we talk about how the Infernal can really change things from a late game perspective. if Phelan secure it, that could really cement their late game advantage with the Cassiopeia and the Ezreal. Whereas if XL get a second...
Is he going to do it again? No. XL is just getting chunked out by Aragon. Oh, no!
I mean,
XL
he flashes
jumps
anyway.
away.
He flashes anyway, but still, Aragon is just putting his mark on this lane. I mean, XL's come straight from the LEC. They don't have Aragon in the LEC.
He's an absolute beast. 1v1ing twice in a row. And it's not like XL's underfed. XL's got 3 kills under his belt. He's pretty strong.
Thanks to our scoreboard, which is nice and shiny sitting there.
Yeah, you can see.
Hope everyone appreciates it. You don't know how great it is till it's gone.
All right, ADM. Rest of the team are trying to make their way in as well for Phelan. You can see Aragon has joined up with the rest of Phelan. Still has his teleport, but wanted just to walk down and hold that summoner spell for the moment as Phelan trying to get some vision back desperately here, but Inax doing everything in his power to deny him for the moment.
XL do have the control thanks to the mid push and the vision advantage, but you can tell there's going to be a team fight here, and this could be the one to decide the course of this game.
But Soft's definitely looking to potentially steal away this dragon if he can. XL steals out the Petrifying Gaze from ADM. Bushes one down. True Shot Barrage is just going to chunk them out. Disgusting.
Oh, Redemption coming back.
Coming up
equalize things.
They're just trying to work out and kill out the Daisy before...
Yeah, both teams just sort of dancing back and forth. Miasma down, that could be the time for XL to go aggressive.
XL's joining in. Looks like Phelan trying to start up this Infernal Drake. Now the Drake's onto them. Daisy can take a little bit of poke, and it's now going to die out here. So XL have got themselves a bit of time where they don't have the Daisy to work with. Soft's on top of that Drake for the moment. The Culling's coming down. That's going to be the unstoppable as the Drake does get secured here by ADM, and the fight is going to break out. The hook, the Petrifying Gaze by Exile is massive on the 2 members. ADM is low, and Exile's jumping onto him. Inax gets himself a kill, and 2 members of Phelan are down as Soft is forced to ward hop away from Sendo.
Wow, Stone Cold Killer from Inax flashing in to punish ADM, and although the Dragon goes over to Phelan, the fight goes over to XL. However, they did not kill the jungler. They'll head over to the Baron, but I really don't think they can start it. Could be risky to go for it. They might actually be looking.
They might attempt it. Aragon doesn't have ulti, which is big. There's no shutdown. Teleport's coming forward from Sendo as well. The rest of the team are aware of this happening. Aragon jumps onto Exile. Exile does steal away the Fear Beyond Death, so he does have that shutdown available, which Aragon doesn't have at the moment. But Aragon's just going to run at him. Yeah, Baron's going to get called off by XL.
I didn't think they could do that, and they proved me right. But I understand the want to. There's a scaling component of Phelan's composition. They now equalize with the Infernals. It's starting to get a bit dicey. Yes, it was a great team fight from XL. But for one of the top touted teams in the league, it's looking a bit dicey.
Well, you can see that Chu actually not going in for the 2nd tier build yet and actually picks himself up a Bilgewater, but in comes Sendo. He's looking to try and make a play.
A Chu, more like a choo-choo. Like a train, because the Scion.
I get it. Don't worry. It made complete sense to me.
Okay. Because I didn't hear you laugh. Is your mic working? Can we check if Hipper's mic working? Because he didn't laugh.
It was... yeah, definitely that. Definitely that.
There it is. It's coming in.
Oh, boy.
You'll love it. You'll love to hear it.
Oh, God, do I? Do I? Yeah. Well, let's stop talking about trains and start talking about how XL still have vision control of the Baron Pit.
Yeah, and they still have a gold lead, and they still have a pressure advantage. However, as things get later, it might get trickier and trickier to get on top of these carries. We aren't seeing the Seraph coming out yet from a tube. He's picked up some lifesteal with that Cutlass, and crucially, ADM has that Banshee's Veil. Going to make things a bit harder, especially we talked about those hooks coming in. You're not just going to be able to take one blindly onto the Cassiopeia.
Right, Aragon. Forced to jump away, but the
Forced to be Aragon.
We said no more on that one. Sendo doing a lot of damage to him. Has got the Iceborne Gauntlet for the Empowered Machine, but that's a hook by Mystiques, and that is snugly going to go golden, but he is just going to die. No. I mean, you're adding unnecessary suspense to that.
Well, we very quickly had our answer. But people could have been wondering.
I'm sure some people were wondering. Is Sendo actually getting chunked out here? Aragon does have his ultimate available, purges away to safety. Oh, Mystiques again! And Exile finds the kill. That was a filthy hook.
I mean, that is deserving of a little flex to the bottom. Oh, he misses that one, though, crucially.
Yeah, Aragon should be able to get his way out of there. Don't make that joke. And now ADM trying to zone them away for the moment as Taxa just throwing out the root callers over the wall. Turret is going to be the focus here. 26 minutes on the clock, and XL are definitely looking to put their stamp down on this game. Inhibitor could fall here. I don't think Phelan have the ability to actually stop this, as Inhibitor will go down, but they're not going to give up the base quite yet. And Soft is still hanging about in the wings in case he can find a potential pick onto a straggler for XL.
Yeah, that was nice from XL as well on the back end. Picked up the Karma Mantra, able to speed them all out of there. And crucially, XL just took what they were given. Mystiques with some great hooks to start off that play. And Phelan just caught unawares. And up until now, I feel like they were applying a good amount of pressure. They were sort of biting back when XL gave them the opportunity to. But that shouldn't happen. You shouldn't just be able to march down mid lane, find free picks, and then take an inhibitor off the back of nothing. But there we go.
You can see Achu's picked up his second tier now. So he's going to be looking to stack that up. But a bit of a ways away from his Archangels. A bit away from his Blade the Rune King as well. So it's going to be a fair amount of time before Achu starts to get some more items under his belt.
Yeah, I mean, again, if Phelan do make it to that late game point, they're going to be in a decent position, but right now it's looking harder and harder. XL have got their sights in that Baron. The crucial thing is by taking that mid inhibitor, it's going to be so much easier for them to get priority in the mid lane. What I mean by that is that if you look at Inax, he barely has to do anything for this lane to shove in. And someone has to answer. So you now see Achu has to go and answer that wave in the mid lane. And now XL have control of the entire Baron area. They're putting pink wards up. It's hard for Phelan to contest.
And Ezreal famously has very poor wave clear solo, especially AD Ezreal. So it's going to be quite slow.
AP is even worse because you only have his ult. And they actually nerfed the wave clear on his ult.
Yes, they did actually, you're right.
So it's pretty lame. Dudes.
Lame, my fellow kids. Well, Taxa's looking for a snake, but ADM just slivers away. And that is going to be XL just continuing to maintain pressure on the Baron area. Look at the blue side, or the red side of Phelan's map. It's entirely lit up with blue walls from XL.
Wait. Everyone look at the map. Okay, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 control wards from XL. This is what 4 coaches does to you. All 4 of them like buy control wards, put them down, and they have. Covering the map, but right now they're starting at the Baron.
Yeah,
Phelan want to contest.
I mean, they have to deal with the minions in their base and contest Baron. Baron's going down fairly slowly once the Cassiopeia... Oh, sorry, Cassiopeia's on Phelan, so that's not going to speed it up. Soft is forced to jump away from Exile, but already you can see Exile steals away the True Shot Barrage.
And misses.
Doesn't hit a single person.
It does more damage if you hit it,
zoning. You know? It does indeed. But Achu jumps in. Exile's going to take a little bit of damage. Still Baron.
They need vision
on
in the
1/3 HP. They have no idea. Mystiques with yet another hook. ADM cleanses it out, and Baron is actually going to get cooled off here by XL as Mystiques was taking a lot of damage from Baron. It wasn't going down quick enough, and Phelan actually played that as well as they could. Not giving up a single member. True Shot Barrage is going to come through. Mystiques does not take that, and 2 True Shot Barrages go wide.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the Cassiopeia ult before the Petrifying Gaze. It's like, you have 2 of them, and they both
Two-Shot
miss.
Barrage.
That was a great one.
That was actually a good one, yeah.
I really like that, Props
all right,
for
well,
that.
now with 5 members, the Baron should go down infinitely quicker, and Achu has been spent into the base to clear out the super minion and the waves crashing in, but Soft has to try and make some miracle happen, but he's getting CC chained in, the flame's coming down, and Exile's going to find himself a kill. He's on a rampage, and they're just going to walk their way out, but it is traded back because Snuggly got a kill onto Mystique.
No jungler though means Exile are going to look to finish this Baron.
Exile does have Dragon's Rage, throws out the Q, doesn't quite get it. Aragon jumps into the fray as Achu is jumping in. The Dragon's Rage on, but Achu flashes out, and now they're looking to go for more. The Baron is still being done this entire time. Exile's just buying time for the side of them, as that's going to be a Baron over to XL as Aragon jumps in. Sendo running low, but it doesn't look like Achu can live for long as he jumps in. Exile gets himself a kill onto him as XL are now melting through Phelan in zombie form. We see the Scion come up huge, and it's a double kill for Inax.
Yeah, and Inax, once again, the Stone Cold Killer flashes in, takes out everyone, and the issue was ADM, no man on that Cassiopeia. Achu burnt his entire health pool trying to go aggressive there. They did everything they could to stop the Baron, but in the end, it was all for nothing. And XL won, turn away with not only the Baron, but the team fight win. We'll see a replay. So, soft core out there, wasn't much to be done. They do trade Mystiques, but crucially, the amount of time XL buys here. So the Baron keeps on going. XL comes over here, and then it's when Achu finds him on the flank. He thinks he's able to take him out, but the flash, Kingslayer Dragon Rage buys so much time and then chains over the wall, and then Sendo's there to back him up. They buy so much time, able to finish the Baron, and now it looks favorable for Phelan, but look at the bottom of the screen, Inax coming in full HP, and once the Chu comes down and ADM has no mana, there is no one to challenge this Lucian.
Yeah, you can see the Lucian as well, just melting through them, playing the janitor duty here.
Playing the right-click game, that's all you have to do.
That's all you have to do.
It's like Duck Hunt, just boop, 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 boop.
XL now looking to pressure up some side lanes. The inhib has respawned for Phelan, so at least they can walk away with that. Tear of the Goddess still stacking up for a Chu, as has now finished up that Blade the Ruined King.
Wait,
you want to take?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. He took some practice. It's a difficult mechanic picking up.
I mean, there's a massive blue circle for you to walk into, but yeah,
you know,
he can do him.
He does him. Now in a situation where obviously Baron over to XL, so they're going to try and apply this pressure in the bot side. Will Phelan be able to make an engage? There's still
I mean, my eyes are going to be on Mystiques in this. His hooks have been game-changing so far for the side of XL.
Yeah, and they do have the advantage of being able to use those Ivan bushes, set up a little bit of control. Looks like for now, just going to keep pushing the wave in there, applying pressure. You can see Silas in the top lane, but Aragon's going to try and keep him at bay. This tower going down very quickly though, and the Lantern safety means Inax isn't really in any danger.
Yeah, going to throw out that True Shot Barrage to try and clear out the minions. Unable to do so. Soft does have Flash Kick available, but going to hold fast for the moment as Sendo trying to get his hands onto it, as Exile actually steals away the Fear Beyond Death. It's a siege on two fronts here, and Phelan need to figure out where they want to defend. They're going to lose an A inhib at least if they try to defend by sending 5 members out.
You have to pick a lane and go.
Yeah. Well, Chu's just getting melted. Half his HP gone. Culling's already down, though. Remember that Fear Beyond Death is still available to Exile, so he can potentially get a shutdown. Mystiques lands a hook onto Snuggly, and Snuggly's going to melt. That's just one kill picked up by Inax, and now they're jumping in for the last hook. One more onto Soft to play back. Soft jumps out, the Petrifying Gaze onto Sendo, but he's just so tanky, and that's going to be a kill onto Soft as well. Exile jumps in as he's going to force to take tower shot after tower shot. A double kill for Inax. Again, the True Shot Barrage clips onto 2 members, and Phelan, with 2 members left, have to try and defend versus all 5 of XL. I don't think they can do it. The turrets are going down. The inhibitor will be the focus in a second, and XL are looking to take down Phelan in 33 minutes.
Yeah, and just great play coming from XL. Phelan did have some life in them, but crucially, MVP has to be Mystiques for that game. Some great hooks. Really just set up the pace for that game.
Yeah, fantastic game by Mystiques. I think you have to give it to him. On that fresh, every hook landed, and it always landed onto a key target as well. That's the big thing about that.
Crucially, if you look at the big plays, he was the one who found them and led them to their victory. He found that hook onto Soft air near the Baron pit. He found them in the mid lane when they made that big push for the inhibitor. So crucially, it came down to him because at that point, considering a lot of people have said that XL are one of the top teams in the league, they looked a bit, you know, unconvincing. And it was really Mystique's MVP play that brought them to the finish. But it does raise some question marks, especially going further into the tournament.
I think we actually saw XL put up a good show as well coming into this game. I think, to be fair, it's expected from an LEC player to come in and do very well, but I think you have to take your hat off to Phelan as this squad that really challenged them for a very long time. It wasn't like Darkspawn versus Fnatic where Fnatic just flipped a switch and took control of the game. I think XL were definitely challenged on many fronts. Maybe they were showing a little bit of respect over to Phelan, didn't want to give up anything, so they played a little bit slower. But I think Phelan definitely did a good job of challenging them on every step.
I think my talking point has to be Aragon, because again, he is one of the rookies of the team. I had some question marks about him because I was unsure how he's going to perform in this roster, especially against some of the really strong top lanes in the UK. But he had a great performance. I mean, he solo killed Sendo, he solo killed Exile, fresh from the LEC, just across the board, really strong performance, which honestly quite surprised me, but I'm anxious to see what else he can do in the tournament.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how these teams develop over the next few weeks of the tournament. I think we do want to also hit on the fact that Exile, while he was obviously he's an LEC player, but he's new to this part of the roster, hasn't really been able to scrim with them quite as much because it was a fairly recent sub by XL to send him in. So I think, again, if he remains on the team for a little bit and plays with this roster, we could see some great growth coming out from this roster.
I think crucially, I talked to Ryan, the manager for XL, and apparently the switch came from a series of scrims from both sides, but then what they tend to do is they play in-houses between the 10 players, so there will have been some experience between them. But again, you know, we expect so much from this player coming in, and he has performed to a really high level, but still XL, against some stronger opposition, like if we saw them going up against Fnatic, I have to ask some questions because there were some plays, especially that team fight around the Dragon area that went a bit dicey.
But we do need to keep our eyes on Mystique's. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
we've said it multiple times, but his hooks have been so big.
Prosfest said that he wants to prove himself as being a big playmaker with arms now, and he had looked at Mystique's and thought, this is a port who is above me right now, and this is why. He's shown that he is a playmaker, and he can carry single-handedly from the support position.
Yeah, this play was very exciting to see.
That heal, 653
so
from the
big.
Steelers. I mean, because
so
he's so low HP, but it was just a great coordination from XL, and it shows, because this starts to look a bit dicey, but they're confident. They can finish the Baron, and now Inax comes in from the bot side. ADM no mana means you can't do anything, and it's just free cleanup. They get everything from that.
Yeah. We're going to be definitely watching a team like XL across the whole split, because they are one of the teams that analysts pegged as being a top 4 in the UK scene. Versus Phelan, it was a little bit shaky for the longest time, but they did kind of pull the trigger at the end. But a good job for them to get control. But we still have 2 more games coming up here at the UK League Championship. So don't go anywhere, because after the break, we've got a Marshmallow taking on a Bulldog.